This video contains absolute 1000% perfect proof that the heliocentric model simply is fiction, does not exist, never existed, is made up. This is not my discovery in this video. This YouTube video you're seeing on your screen right now, this person is the one who discovered it. I'm just merely doing an experiment to demonstrate the discovery. It is important to realize how utterly simple this disproof, the full, total debunking of heliocentrism this person discovered is. There's nothing complicated. It is going at the most basic, simple feature of heliocentrism, the orientation of the sun in the sky based on the Earth's spin on its axis. Specifically, what we are going to find out that is, if we try to mimic this heliocentric model of the solar system, when we try to mimic the sun's trajectory across the sky in the northern hemisphere in December, the sun does not set, and the model shows that it will not set. Heliocentrism has to be wrong. We should be able to mimic the simplest mechanics and dynamics of heliocentrism with a simple model. But the model shows with absolute certainty that sunset, the trajectory of the sun across the sky in December, does not happen in the way the heliocentric model involves. And the heliocentric model is therefore non-existent. What we are going to do is fasten an iPhone camera to the side of a globe at the Tropic of Cancer, the equator, and the Tropic of Capricorn. And we'll see in the southern hemisphere at the Tropic of Capricorn the sun sets as expected, but not in the northern. At the Tropic of Cancer, the sun does the opposite motion, which will present absolute proof that heliocentrism does not exist. What we've done here is imagined that the circled area on the wall, which has the two close together parallel lines intersecting the line that is horizontal, we are imagining that that is the sun in the distance. And with the camera fastened to the Tropic of Cancer region in the northern hemisphere of the globe, we move the globe, and the camera records that it starts at a higher point than it is in the middle and then rises again after the middle point. Of course, this is the very inverse sort of motion that happens according to the heliocentric model. Now, you probably noticed earlier the Tropic of Capricorn involved the sun moving in a proper orientation across the sky. But on a globe at the equator, northern hemisphere area and southern hemisphere area cannot contain the same motion measured from a point in the distance in each of those three locations on the globe. The northern and southern hemisphere motions will have to be inverse of each other due to the inverse structure of the globe and from where the camera is situated. This is fatal and absolute proof that heliocentrism does not exist, and the world you live in is not according to as you've been told. In the northern hemisphere, the sun, as you're seeing on your screen, comes in at its highest point, lowers to its lowest point at midday, and then rises again back to its highest point at the end of the day. The exact opposite motion that we should expect according to heliocentrism. Yet here you see we are just simply mimicking the situation with a globe, taking a fixed point in the distance to represent the sun. You may believe heliocentrism is true, but if it is, how can what you're seeing exist? Right here the camera is being held at the Tropic of Cancer region of the globe, and you'll see that the fixed point in the distance comes in high, moves lower, and then rises again. There's nothing complicated about this experiment. We're not talking about any fringe information. We're talking about the most basic geometry of the solar system, which simply doesn't work. Absolutely anybody in the world can do this experiment. It's perfectly reproducible. There's nothing complicated. All one needs is a spherical object and a camera. If one doesn't have a camera, they can borrow an iPhone or something from a friend. This takes just seconds to reproduce and can be proven to one's very own eyes. This involves the purest form of science imaginable. Whereas on the other hand, heliocentrism requires a government organization, NASA, to verify heliocentrism for us. So in other words, none of us can verify that. We have to trust a very wealthy government institution to give us our, quote, science, unquote. But if you can't see it with your own eyes, by definition, it is not science. The information that you're seeing in this video is pure science, the purest, and proves heliocentrism cannot exist. The information from NASA, on the other hand, however, does not involve information you can verify with your senses.